Today's guest needs no introduction. Anyone associated with anarchy or PCR are well aware of this young lady. So please welcome today's guest, the spicy disaster, Courtney O'Connor.
Yep.
Oh, you're on time. So good.
That's actually really good for me because I'm usually like 5 minutes late or an hour early. There is no in between. So I'm very proud I got here on time.
How old are you?
29.
You don't look it.
I don't know if that's
really
a compliment
don't.
or an insult.
No, you don't look. You don't
Do I look
look
older or younger?
No, you've got after have a look at your Instagram. You look the same now as you did. I was going to say early 20s. So it's a compliment. Jesus Christ, some people just can't keep it.
Definitely changes. Like I could notice my face has gotten slimmer and looks longer. I now have eyebrows, whereas previously they were very pale. And there's been some.
Do you dye those things?
I get them. Oh, I used to get them tinted.
Tinted, not dyed.
Yeah,
Jesus.
same shit.
Yeah.
Now I just kind of do them myself. But I remember it's funny. The last time I went on an international holiday to Japan, my passport didn't scan in the automatic gates to go through because I looked too different from the photo that I got taken when I was 18.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently and when you look at it, like my face was a lot rounder and fatter and like younger looking.
Plumper.
I've had pretty much, yeah, a lot, yeah, definitely a lot younger and plumper. Have had some minor cosmetic enhancements, and then eyebrows. So
I tell you what I do like is you just said the cosmetic enhancement is the fact that everyone speaks so freely about, like not freely, but openly. There used to be a
stigma.
Oh, didn't there?
There's still some people and they're like, no, I've not had any work done. And I'm like, your face doesn't move and your lips are like 5 times bigger. It's like Kylie Jenner or something was like, I've not had any work done. And I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah. And like not a lot. Like I never wanted it to be, you're walking down the street looking like a freak show because you've got 10 mils of filler in your lips and
they
your
look
face
so
doesn't move.
sore. They look so sore, some of those lips. Look at bee sting.
Talk or do anything. Yeah, no.
Or whistle and walk at the same time because you can't see.
So, whistling, you can't drink from a straw. Trying to do a breathalyzer test after you've had your lips done because you can't, do from first-hand experience.
Can you spot someone that's had it?
You can definitely spot when people have had far too much, and it sort of like turns your lips a certain way, and you maybe I guess mechanics of your face when you speak and things like that. But then there are people who you're just like, haven't they? I'm not quite sure. Like maybe they're just blessed, or maybe they're just got punched in the face and now their lips are swollen. So who knows? Does
it wear off?
Yeah.
Fully wear off?
Not fully, but it definitely sort of goes down in time. So I probably had mine last, it would have been maybe a year ago.
What did you have?
So I just get if you go right back in my Instagram to 2012 or however far back
it's all right, you can just tell me. I'll take your word for it, Courtney.
So my bottom lip is really fat, but then my top lip was really thin, so I just sort of got a little bit in the top lip to even it out a bit.
Okay.
So but if you didn't know, maybe someone like Megan, who it's her profession, she might be able to pick it, but no. Yeah, just a tiny little bit, and then maybe every year, if not 18 months to 2 years, go in, tiny little top up.
Top up?
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
No, you get numbing cream. It's uncomfortable, because especially when they go right in the middle of your lips, it's like a big needle and they're right in there. So it's like discomfort, but it's not painful.
And what do they put in there?
I don't know completely. Probably some form of poison. That's not very good for you. No, I think it's hyaluronic acid.
Does Pfizer sponsor?
Different types. No, I wouldn't have a clue. No, I don't ask. I just go in and pay my hundreds of dollars and I'm like, make me look good. Make me look like the Fitspo influencers with the filters.
Oh, my God. Oh, Instagram is it is something else, isn't it?
Yeah, all those filters.
They are delusional. And people are delusional to think that that's actually how people look.
Yeah.
And it's when it's your mates that you see them in real life and then you see them on there.
That's not what
you go, it's nothing.
I don't mind it when it's like just a colour change or, blur out a pimple or something, but when it completely contorts what you actually look like, I think that's not good.
You can have it now for guys. I think a lot of these filters are actually being more suited to guys. You can do one where you point on 6 points of your stomach and it turns it into a 6-pack. and it looks legit.
So they make your dick bigger too.
Oh, no. Jeez, I hope so. Need all the help I can get over here. Anyway, Jesus.
Such your personality, that's why your wife stays?
It's definitely not my bank account, I'll tell you right now. Oh. All right, let's get into this.
Indeed.
18 minutes. Jeez, I knew this was coming.
Didn't you go like 30 minutes with Paul before you started actually doing anything?
Oh, yeah, Paul on a Faro. Have you seen his calendar? It's right there.
I purchased the calendar.
Did you?
I'm still waiting for it to be signed, though. That was my demand.
I did tell him that I would mention it in every single interview I did just to promote him. And also Marnie. I said something today. I think she's getting Hail the Kale into Coles.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think. I don't know.
I know she's in like IGAs and sort of.
There's some new Coles in South Perth or something where it's going to be an independent. It's almost like an IGA Coles.
Oh, so it's like franchised out or something.
I think so. I don't know. But how are the cows going in there?
Good on her. That's
She
awesome.
sent me a link. I'll admit, man, I didn't read it, but it looks like that's what's happening.
Coles, something, yeah.
Yeah.
Killing
Anyway,
it.
good work, everyone. All right, let's get into this.
Yes, let's do it.
PCR, Gobsmacked Perth Corporate Rumble number 8 is happening. Mm-hmm. Just over 2 weeks. This has come up quick.
It has.
We were supposed to sit down in February. It's been 6 months. This little meeting's been 6 months in the making. It's been a long wait to get you in here, Courtney.
Treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen.
Red team.
Indeed.
Spicy disaster.
Yes, that's me.
Against the stallion, Megan Bassioli.
Yep.
I reckon I'm going to find this fight the hardest to watch. Oh, is it sold out?
Oh, there might be a couple. I think there was like 1 or 2 tables in row 3 left.
Okay.
But it's like next
pretty
to
much sold out.
Yeah.
This is the fight I'm going to find the hardest to watch. I'll be honest, because after sitting down with Megan the other day, and after I might change my mind by the end of the day, but I just can't bear the thought of either of you two losing. I don't know. It's not like I've got my favourites or anything
But
through
it's
there.
obviously the red team. That's your favourite.
It depends on who's in here. Today it's all red team.
Yes.
So it was all blue. Josie was in here yesterday.
Oh, yeah, another red
a couple
team.
of days ago. Yep. So I just picked all red team. Just keep her happy.
Save the best for last.
What are the reasons that you actually applied? Tell me this.
So I have a few reasons.
Tell me these few. Tell me they're few in point form starting at 1.
So I guess most superficial reason was, I've trained at Anarchy for about 2 years now, if not a bit longer. I've watched, the last 3 lots of fighters come through and kind of always thought, that's be a great opportunity, something to do.
Is this your first event you're going to?
No, I've been to 2 before. I went to 2020 and I went to the second one. That was last year, 2021. So they did 2. They did one in, I think, April or June and one in October.
So you went to the Crown one?
Yes.
How good's that?
Yeah, it was really good.
So good.
It was awesome, yeah.
Keep going.
So I just kind of thought, I got into boxing, something different to do, and I thought it was just such a great way to challenge myself. I guess always was kind of like, I'll never be fit enough, fast enough, strong enough, whatever. You watch these people come through who are absolute machines and they're, struggling in this intense training. And I was like, fuck, if they're struggling, I'm going to have a heart attack and die. So it was a good way to, I guess, challenge myself. When I started at Anarchy, I was kind of going through a lot of really bad mental health struggles. So I found that boxing was a good outlet for me, made me feel strong, sort of obviously physically as well as mentally. And just the people there and the community was really great. So I made some great friends. COVID hit and there was all of these lockdowns and changes to routines and all of that jazz, and gyms are closed. Now they're open again. And I am someone who, if my routine sort of stops or is altered, I then really struggle to get back into it. So I think last year when there had been a few changes and stuff like that, there would have been a window of maybe like 2-3 months where I barely went to the gym, once or twice a week, if
How'd
that.
you feel during that time?
Oh, like shit.
Oh,
like
you do, don't you?
Yeah, and I think, it's part and parcel. You get into a bit of a funk and it's this vicious cycle. You're not feeling well, so then you're tired, so you're cranky, so then you're eating shit, so then you're tired and cranky, and so then you're not working out, and it just all, is a downward spiral. Yeah.
Spiral it is.
Yeah, so they put the registration up and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to apply. If maybe I get in, maybe I don't. If I don't get in this time, I can always apply for next time. So that was, I think, back in November.
I found out you're in there very early.
So did I. So some people apparently didn't find out until, like, you know, after Christmas or, like, early in the new year, whereas I'd found out, I think I'd applied and maybe 2 or 3 weeks later I'd got the email saying I was in, just clearly because I'm the best and favourites and Glenn just want to be in there.
From what I hear, and I don't know if this is right, so this is just, once again, my opinion, so don't get on my case.
I would never.
Okay. How they actually choose the people. I don't know how they choose them, but this is the impression that I got. You have a look at the people that go, that actually take part in this, and they're all, I'm not going to use the C word, but they're all good people.
Top blokes, I think is the word you're looking for. Yeah. Jackie
Toth would say that word. They're all...
Mad cunts.
Okay, it's 2 people dropping the C-bomb in here. Okay, they're all good people.
Yes.
I'm talking about the fighters here. Mm-hmm. And often if you get a bunch of good people and one sort of bad egg, it can ruin it. Not ruin it, but it can cause an issue.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen is everyone seems to get along. Everyone that boxes is in touch with reality as well. And I think, I don't know this for a fact, but I think they select people to create the right atmosphere.
Yeah.
And I think with the history that you've got with Glenn and Anarchy, I think that probably paid, that helped you in your application.
Oh, 100%. And I think, you know, I look at the last couple of years being there and it used to be a lot more people were, you know, it was the members of Anarchy were doing it. And then it's obviously grown in popularity and now it is, you know, friends of people who have done it or people who think it's a great experience and whatnot. So... you know, I think most people have a connection either to someone who has fought before or knows Glenn or someone's a friend of a friend. I know they get a lot of people applying and Glenn had previously put something on Instagram kind of being like, you know, if we don't know who you are, we never heard of you, we're less likely to kind of put you in, not to any discredit of yourself. Like we don't know you and we've got these other people who someone has vouched for or we know them somehow or they're a friend of a friend. So, yeah, I definitely think being from Anarchy... helped and, you know, them knowing me. I think there was me and 2 others in this kind of team who do train at Anarchy, like prior. Kevin and Justin.
Okay.
Both Anarchy
Justin
members.
Tate.
Well. Yeah.
He's coming in tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
Looking forward to him coming in.
Nice. He's great, yeah. So I think it's just us 3, whereas previously there was a larger percentage of, like, existing Anarchy members who would have been applying and things.
There's always a bit of connection in there as well because if you haven't been to Anarchy and you don't know any of the guys that run it, it would be hard and it'd be a massive call for them to pick someone that they didn't know.
Yeah. Which is, I think, why they rely on, you know, it's a friend of a friend or someone who's done it or someone who's been. But, I mean, I suppose it's Perth as well. There's, you know, there's not 7 degrees of separation. There's like 2.
Everyone knows everyone, don't they? We've got some
Exactly.
mutual friends I'll bring up a bit later. We do. We've got one in particular. I'll bring it up later.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
It's a girl. It's not a guy. It's not, get excited about Jesus.
Well, it doesn't matter who it is. I'm still intrigued. So, yeah, my other reasons... Oh, no, I mean, as I said, that's what I'm like. I go off on 17 tangents. Other reasons were, mental health sort of stuff that I've really struggled with. So for me, I was like, fuck, if I can do this and get into a ring and get punched in the face and punch someone else in the face, regardless of the outcome, like I've done that. And I can always hold on to that and know that for myself.
That mental health thing you said then, I did notice it. I did at the start. I didn't, but I did notice
that I'm mental, or
no, I knew that before you came in here. No, it is this group is the first group, and almost everyone has mentioned it. So good on PCR, Gobsmacked PCR 8 crew. Is you guys are all mentioning the mental health, and it's the first time I've heard anyone say it. And it's almost all of you guys are aware of it, which I think is a great thing.
I think there's sort of a rising movement's potentially the wrong word, but there's a lot more kind of coming out around it now. And, you know, you've got the Are You OK days and you've got a lot of these things kind of promoting good mental health and taking care of yourself. And I think it was one of those silver linings of COVID is that, you know, people kind of realised now we don't have this human connection, and you don't know, and some people maybe are completely alone right now with no sort of connection to anyone else. And it became a lot more common to talk about. I think these things have always been there, but it was one of those taboo topics, like, you don't air your dirty laundry, you don't talk about these things, like very keep calm, carry on. And I think especially the younger generation, it's not sort of like, put up, shut up, everything's fine. It's like, people have bad days. You never really know what's going on. Everyone's got something. And I think as well, social media has a lot to answer for there, whether, you're talking about your filters and this, that, and trolls and bullies, but then at the same time, it's also a great platform to connect with people and to share that, it's a highlight reel, but at the end of the day, it's not all, a bunch of edited photos and living your best life. Like people
are awesome on Instagram.
Really
awesome.
shit days. Yeah. So that was another big one for me. Again, probably because when I started Anarchy, my mental health was at the worst it's ever been. And
I helped you with that?
I mean, not directly, but yeah, inadvertently from training there and the people there and making friends and obviously, exercise everyone knows it's good for your mental health and endorphins and fitness and all that. So it was really, really good for me. But I think the last reason, and one I didn't, I guess, necessarily uncover actually until I was in a therapy session and my therapist asked me a question about it. I'm doing this for my mum. So she...
Take your time, Mum. Do you want to have a break for a sec?
I'm good.
I don't have any tissues. I don't have any tissues here.
You're all good. So my mum was a domestic violence survivor.
I'll get some tissues. Sorry to cut you off. I'll get some tissues. Hang on.
I'm so good. I'm good.
Okay.
No. I think I might even have tissues.
Hang on. Give me a sec.
Happy tears. Then, well,
You
sort of.
warned me as well.
Sorry.
I'm going to make you go back into this in part 2 as well. So just to warn you, I'm going to do this to you twice.
We're going to need way more tissues. No, it's good. Yeah, look, so my mum was a domestic violence survivor. She basically is the strongest person I know and fought so hard to protect herself and me. So I think it's a way to kind of pay tribute to that and make her proud and know that, like, she's raised me to be really strong.
Is she going to be there on the night?
No. No, there's some other, health issues and things going on in the background. So I had actually told her not to come, which was really hard to have that conversation with her. But I didn't want to be worried about her while I was in the ring and have that outside distraction. So I'd kind of said, it's all live streamed, get all the family around, you guys can all watch it. Then we found out it's actually not live streamed. It is recorded, but they're not streaming it. So
how come they're not streaming it? They did last year, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it has been traditionally. I think it was just a business call on their part. I'm not quite sure of the details. But it's fine. It's all still recorded and whatnot. And actually, someone sort of said, she's like, how special it'd be for you to be able to go home and watch it with your mum after the fact. So I will probably do that.
What's your mum's name? Just between you and me, I'm gonna Tonya Harding, Megan Basoli beforehand, so your daughter wins. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, it's fine because Megan's already said she can't hit someone, so I did listen to hers yesterday. Oh God, I hope I wore waterproof mascara today. I probably got like shit everywhere.
You look fine. I'll chuck a couple of filters on it.
Sweet, perfect. Yeah, those filters are good.
See, I don't look half as good as in person as I do on the camera.
Yeah. So I think that's a big part of why I'm doing it. Yeah. So and she's supportive and she's not, worried about me or anything. Yeah, so
Jeez, that's a decent reason.
happy Thursday morning. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's something else. If I end up going to this thing, I'll make sure your daughter is fine. Jeez, that sounded creepy, didn't it? Make sure your daughter's all right. Jeez.
No.
That's not what I meant.
I would, and I think, for me, it's, as I said, and I think that's the thing, she, as I said, is the strongest person I know, and she, every mother's going to protect their child, but the things she had to go through to protect herself and to protect me, when almost everyone in a position of power or authority who was meant to help her down. So yeah, again, to know that you're strong enough to not need that help potentially, hopefully. So it's good for for my own mental health, and to know that I can do that. I can defend myself. Then it's been interesting. I had a conversation with Glenn about it sort of at the start, and I was like, it's actually quite, I guess, confronting or therapeutic, sometimes sparring with the boys, because you're in there fully protected. You've got your mouth guard, your headgear, your gloves up, whatever, knowing that this guy is going to punch you, but that you're going to be okay, and that it's like a trust fall on steroids, like, you're going to be okay, and they're doing it to help you and to make you stronger and to make you better, because they do care about you as well, as opposed to obviously a domestic violence scenario. But yeah, so it's been good to, I guess, face that really head on.
Yeah, must be daunting facing a guy in there as well.
Yeah, it is. But
you got your protective gear?
Yeah.
You got your Gobsmacked mouth guard? How's this for dodgy product endorsement here?
Oh, no, it's so good. Don't worry, I told Rob when I went and got fitted, my grandmother was a dentist. So I said, you better give me the best one you've got, because otherwise she will be haunting you.
Gobsmacked, what a great job. And an Everlast, do you gear as well?
The gloves that we were given at the start and the headgear, yeah.
Everlast.
Everlast.
Great guys. I sat on the table last year with the guy from Everlast.
Yeah, I've heard.
Oh, what a great man. I saw him at first. I thought, wasn't too sure, but no, he was a delight. That was great. Sit with him. Jeez. Oh,
anyway,
let's get back into this.
Yeah. On another note,
I'm going to jump ahead and come forward and back and go off on another tangent. Your sponsor.
Yes.
Tell me who your sponsor is.
So, Management Controls, MCI.
Is this a Management Controls that was founded in 1989? Are they a software technology company that helps organise, solve? I can't read that.
We do contractor management software, yeah. So,
tell me what that is. What's your vision? Is it to achieve a world where owners and contractors are on the same page? I see what these guys do.
Yes.
When I say guys, I mean guys and girls. There's obviously some very valuable females that work in there.
Absolutely.
What they're trying to do is not easy. Ooh. Only because people are involved. Mm-hmm. So they're owners and contractors on the same page. That sentence in itself that's a tough gig.
And it's not even
I don't know what you guys are doing.
You put in a software at an organisation, and then you have this entire change management piece that comes with it, because everyone's so rooted in the ways that they have done things previously.
Oh, yeah.
And then now, behaviours have got to change, and you're doing things differently, and it's a new software to learn, or, everything's confusing when you're first learning it. But, so contractor management software, they're based out of Houston, Texas.
Texas?
I believe they've got like 80 or 85% of the oil refinery market over there. So then they're expanding into mining and minerals, pulp and paper, agriculture. So pretty much anywhere that has a contractor footprint. So I guess on a small scale, if you imagine, Optus Stadium, they've got to get in gyms mowing to mow the grass, and they've got to get in plumbers and electricians and, security and hospitality staff and whatnot, that all are not actually directly employed by Optus Stadium. They would be, subcontracted or outsourced. essentially that would all go, like all of their details and everything would run in through our system. They badge in and out. It all flows into our system on, how many hours were they on site? Is that electrician actually qualified, or are they, an apprentice? What's going on? And then at the end, if, Jim's Moe wants to be like, here's your bill for $100,000, based on what's gone into our system, we can be like, well, actually, the time that you were on site and the work you did, it was only 90 grand's worth. So it's, you can save costs. You can then renegotiate your contracts based on what you've got, sort of the data in there. It all sits into the system. Safety and compliance, again, to make sure that you've got the right person on site doing the right job and they're qualified to do so from like an insurance perspective. So
it's all about accountability as well.
Yeah. And there's a lot of data that comes into it. So then you can make, your data-driven decision makings.
That is something else. Has there always been this many subcontractors in businesses? It seems to be this last 10, 15 years for me that people are going away from full-time employees and doing more contractors.
I think it's not even so much as subcontracting, but it's just contracted. You pull in the best people for the job for the period of time you need them. Like, why would you hire a full-time electrician if you only actually have, a job that's going to be 3 years for them to be doing the electrical work? So it's all done based on contracts and stuff like that. And then obviously, Optus Stadium was the most simple and small-based kind of example I could think of that wasn't too confusing. Well, we're talking like massive oil refineries and like gigantic mine sites that have thousands and thousands of people on site, and it's not all internal, of that company's employees. They are getting in, specialists for cranes, rail, boilermakers, electrical, scaffolding, everything like that, maintenance, cleaners, chefs. So they all go through our system.
See.
It's pretty cool. But I know nothing about software. If they start talking in like code and the engineering stuff, I'm just like, it's over my head. English, please, people.
That sounds intense.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't even solve a Rubik's Cube, so I don't know how I would go with this business. I don't see management controls knocking down my door for information, so that's fine. What do they like to work for?
Oh, amazing. The culture.
How amazing are we talking? How amazing?
It is the best culture to it. And I've been self-employed for 7 years, so to then go and try and work for someone else, to be able to find a company where you have the flexibility and autonomy and the trust in you to sort of get the job done, but you still have that flexibility. It's almost like the best of both worlds.
Oh, that's what you need, isn't it? People just let you get your job done rather than micromanage. Micromanagers. We all know them. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, micromanagers suck. But yeah, they're really, really supportive. Great culture. A lot of the people I work with actually in Perth, I did my MBA so it's, I'm literally working with friends, and then most of these guys that you're pulling up here are actually based out of Houston, so I've only met them virtually. Okay. But one day, hopefully, we'll meet them in the flesh.
That'd be right. And how did you go with getting these guys to be your major sponsor?
So they're sponsored more so, I guess, in logo and support only. So, and then they did, I guess, like a fundraising kind of thing. So I've paid part of it myself. Yeah. They're letting me use the logo, and then I sort of did like a GoFundMe and like a bunch of colleagues and stuff like that, $20 here, $50 there, whatever. So it added up. Yeah. Because, we are a small company who sort of don't really do sponsorships in the traditional sense. So, but in again, letting me use the logo and being really supportive of my training and, the best possible people to have in your corner. Like, the hype is real. So
the hype is real. That's all we need, isn't it?
Exactly.
That sounds great.
Exactly.
I was going to ask you about your PCR events, but you said you've been to 2.
I have.
How would you go against like the convention centre versus the Crown? What do you reckon?
I don't have a lot of memory of the one at the convention centre.
Don't tell me you enjoyed some beverages during the evening. I find that hard to believe.
Look.
Besides Glenn, have you had any dealings with any of the other PCR crew prior to this?
Well, I train at Anarchy, so I obviously know Glenn and Nige, yep. Millie and Krabby, who are also there all the time. I have known Millie for years.
Millie's good value.
She's good.
She can fight.
Yeah. Have you seen a
Yeah, I saw some footage.
Como High School street
Yeah, I
brawler
did.
fight? Yeah.
Glenn Austin sent that to me, Millie. So he said, "Don't tell her," but he did.
I mean,
He
it's
sent
on
me
YouTube. It's public knowledge, yeah.
Como. What was it? Como. I can't think what they called it.
Oh, I don't
It was a Como Senior High School.
Yeah.
Yeah, Millie. That was when she went 1-0. Okay.
Yeah. So I've known Millie for years. Nige Krabby, I didn't really know him, but I knew who he was. Obviously, I used to frequent his fine establishment back in the day, the Causeway. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, bring back the Causeway Krabby.
Where was the Causeway?
It's where I think Dutch Trading Co. is now.
Oh,
It's sort
okay.
of, Vic Park down there towards the Causeway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So used to go there a lot back in the day.
Do you live down that area?
I grew up in Redcliffe, so yeah, not too far.
Redcliffe.
I know.
Quality.
Yeah. You take the girl out of Belmont, but can't take the Belmont out of the girl.
Oh, Redcliffe.
Yeah.
That's up now. Whereabouts are you now?
Now I'm in Mount Lawley.
Oh, just down the road.
Yeah, just around the corner.
That's why you're on time.
I know. I thought I was going to be late, actually, because coming up Beaufort Street, I forgot about those
those roadworks.
I know.
Jeez, they give me grief. Those
and then you
things.
get used to them, and then they change them, and I'm like, it was a different road last week. But yeah, not too far. And then after the fight, I'm actually vacating that house, moving in to my friend Izzy's house in Carlisle. So I thought we were going to get kicked out of the house the week before the fight. Managed to kick it down the road a few weeks. And then I'm just waiting for my apartment in the city to be finished being built.
Really?
Yep.
Where's that?
Adelaide Terrace in the city, just down the hill from old mate Megan at Royal Perth Hospital.
You can talk trash. You can just wear your belt the
I
whole
have
time and just
nothing bad
rub
to
it
say
in.
about her.
Leading into this event, we're actually, jeez, talk about getting off topic here. We're supposed to be talking about the PCR here.
Relative.
How? Because you girls are way about the same. Because
Yeah.
the way the fights are obviously matched up, part of it is you got to be in the same weight.
Yes.
How have you girls gone with that? You're both about the same weight.
Yeah, so I mean, we didn't obviously really know until, maybe a couple months ago who we were going to be fighting. And I think they obviously try to match it up. There's skill and height and reach and whatnot taken into consideration, but also weight. Realistically, if someone's 20 kilos apart, they're probably not going to ever be able to match. So Megan and I, weigh in within like a kilo or so of each other.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so neither of us, we just have to kind of monitor it. If either of us, gains 5 kilos or loses 5 kilos in the next couple of weeks, then we'd have to sort of do some work. But last time I spoke to her, we were pretty much on par. So
Oh, beautiful.
yeah,
That
and
makes life a lot
we don't do
easier.
like traditional weight classes, I think, because it's an exhibition match. We just do agreed weights, and you have to either come in
It's
under
got a
that
5 kilo.
Yeah, I think
gap
it's
in there?
but within 5 kilos sort of
Okay.
of each other. So but
That
we're
works
pretty on
well.
par. Yeah, so don't have to worry about diet and what. I don't know how you would do a diet right now because you're training so much.
What's your diet like in the sense of have you upped the amount of food that goes in?
Yeah, so I've actually been tracking what I'm eating, sort of more so just to be making sure I'm eating enough and good quality foods to fuel myself. My coach wanted me to up my protein because I'm vegetarian, so you've got to sort of get less. So I think the other day I was like, I got to like 130 grams. I was like, I can't, but that was with like 3 protein shakes. I was like, I can't fit in any more like food and liquid. But yeah, other than that, pretty much just making sure you're eating enough. I get through the day and I feel like I'm constantly full trying to cram in food, but then 20 minutes later I'm hungry again. So
You would get hungry.
yes, and I'm not nice when I'm hungry.
Do you eat well normally?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the 80-20 rule kind of thing,
Oh,
for the most part pretty well, but, I'll smash a pizza and a whole packet of lollies every now and then.
As you do. What about Macca's?
Oh, no.
I had Macca's the other day. Hopefully they're not a sponsor because what I'm about to say isn't complimentary.
No.
I used to love Macca's and I thought I haven't had it for years and I thought, I'll have a crack at it. And I had some and it was something else.
Yeah.
It's not even food.
Well, I mean, they don't even have like vegetarian options. So if I'm going to go to Macca's, I want to get some hot chips, and I'd rather just get them elsewhere. Like
Aren't they vegetarian hot chips?
what the chips are, but from a burger perspective, they had a veggie one for like 3 months. It was actually not bad, and then they got rid of it. But if I'm going to have a burger, I want like a nice burger that's actually going to, fill me up, not some random processed crap.
Nah, you just think I'm committing here. I'm actually enjoying myself. I want to enjoy this food.
Yeah, if I'm going to eat a burger and have that, like, you want it to be a good burger.
Great burger.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Meat and Bun, they do a good burger.
They do good, yeah, just around the corner. And the original one out in Freo, and short order at Freo as well is pretty damn good.
I haven't ventured down to Freo for a long time. That used to be my old stomping ground.
Yeah, well, I own the Boost Juice store in Freo, so I'm there for quite a bit.
I know the one.
Yes.
I know the one.
Yes.
We're going to get into that later. Don't you worry about that.
Sounds good.
Okay. You're drinking. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's a problem. How's it gone with changes there? After seeing some of your social media, you do like to partake in a wine now and then.
Yep.
How's it changed in the lead up to this event?
So actually, even before the lead up to the event, probably mid to late last year, I made a very conscious decision to sort of cut down on my drinking. I have a family history of sort of substance abuse and addiction with alcohol on both sides of my family. So I was very conscious of that. You know, it's all fun and games getting white girl wasted when you're 21 and, you know, your ha-ha got smashed and got kicked out of PCR, but then you realise that you're nearing 30 and it's kind of actually embarrassing. Plus you just feel like shit.
How about the hangovers you get?
Yeah. So I'm one of those, I'm a very all or nothing, and it's almost in every sense of the word. Like, if I'm either completely fine and I don't have a hangover, or I am in the fetal position in a pitch black room and I can't even drink water and I can't move and I just need to be by a toilet all day to vomit my guts up. Like, I don't have it. I don't understand how people are like, oh yeah, I'm a bit dusty, but like kick on, and I'm like,
oh no.
I'm fine or I'm dead. There is not an in between.
How are you going to go? Because you guys are fighting at about number 6.
Yes.
Once you go back up to the room, you're staying at the Crown?
Yeah.
Okay, so once you get back up to the room, get changed, put on something and look fine as they come, are you going to have cornrows?
Not corner. God, no.
Because cornrows, what are they called? Just braids?
Yeah.
Is there
cornrows is more that like the multiple like Snoop Dogg style.
I don't know much about hair, people.
But look, regardless whether I have braids or cornrows, I have very fine hair, so I will look like white Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
So I will be showering and taking those out.
Really?
Yeah.
And then coming down?
Quick turn around, yeah. Well, I've got no hair, so it dries instantly.
What I was going to eventually get to was...
Am I going to get smashed?
No, no, are you going to get smashed? But you got to be aware if you've cut down that much.
Yeah.
You're going to be dehydrated after the fight.
Yeah.
You got to come down and go take it easy.
Yeah, look, I haven't decided yet.
You will not take it easy, I know that.
No, I actually don't know if I will drink after the fight.
Put a bet on that.
If anything, like I will have like a champagne and see how I feel. But yeah, as I said, I'd sort of made the conscious decision a while ago, and it was a lot as well to do with my mental health. I was getting to a point where it was flaring up again. And alcohol just wasn't helping, and it wasn't even like anxiety. Like, I'd have a sip of wine and I would start feeling my heart rate going, and I was like, I don't feel good while I'm drinking. And I actually really struggled because I was trying to, you know, I went from this wild party girl with the whole bottle of passion pop that everyone knew. Like, my friends used to have this joke. They'd be like, oh, we're getting Courtney O'Connor'd tonight. Like, and it was like, that was the like, it was like beyond white girl wasted, was we're going to get Courtney O'Connor'd. Yeah, I know. Great sort of sentiment to live by. But yeah, I think people were kind of like, oh, why? But you're so fun, but it's so funny. And I'm like, me embarrassing myself and being white girl wasted for your entertainment is not fun for me.
No.
And then realising that, there were obviously things that I was masking and feelings that I was trying to avoid feeling. So it just was a bit of a Band-Aid. And then when I became more aware of that and sort of did more work on that, then it was, the physiological. I'd start really feeling sick as soon as I would drink. And it was really hard because I guess, again, I think alcohol is one of those things that people are now, you know, there's a lot of non-alcoholic wines and beers and stuff. You can get them in Coles. People are a lot more conscious of it. So it's kind of like the new version of having a salad while everyone else is having a burger. So then I think people feel a bit seen and think that, you think you're better than them or that you're judging them for making less than healthy decisions. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you do. You do you. I don't want to drink. And I got a lot of, it probably wasn't even intended pressure, but just the fact that everyone, every single time had a comment, I'll just have one, I'll just do this. And I'm like, me feeling like I'm going to have a panic attack because my heart rate is going through the roof is not festive. So you can't just be like, just have one, just be festive. Like, go fuck yourself, essentially.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that pissed me off a little bit. And then I think being female too, people are like, oh, you're pregnant. I'm like, no, you need to have sex with that.
I'm leaving that one alone.
I know, my coach told me the other day that I can't have sex for the next 3 weeks. I was like, that's not a problem. But I was like, but with myself. And he was like, nothing. And I was like, oh. Anyhow, moving on. So, yeah, so, and then... then when I had this fight to train for, people were like, oh, so now you're not drinking because, you know, you're an athlete and you're doing this. I'm like, that's what made it okay for you, the fact that I had this reason not to. But yeah, no, I don't feel the need to. I'm pretty social anyway. I'm an extrovert anyway. I don't feel the need. I now just... I'm not saying I'm never going to drink again, and I do every now and then, but it's on my terms. If I want to, if I go out, the first drink I have is never alcohol. I always would have a mocktail or something first. Then if I'm feeling okay in the environment, I might have one. But if I have half a glass of champagne and I'm like, oh, no, that's not going well, then I put it down and I just go back to soda water or something. So,
well, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's changing. I think the times are changing.
Yeah.
Obviously got a few years on you, but even if you go back, say, 10 years, if anyone, especially with the guys, if you ever had like a alcohol-free, well, there wasn't really even alcohol-free beer around, but even if you had a mid-strength, you would just cop it from people. And it's the same as if you had like a salad or something healthy. You just cop it relentlessly.
Yes, live a little bit. Like, what I'm doing, what I'm choosing to do does not impact you whatsoever.
No.
And I'm not saying that I'm better than you for not doing it. It's just that this is me, this is where I'm at, and this is what I want to do. You do whatever you want to do. I think it's the fact that everyone has to have an opinion and has to have a say about it. And I do get quite defensive and sort of snap a little bit, but it is what it is. I think people are a lot more understanding now. And yeah, you know, people are like, oh, do you want to go for a drink? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go for a drink. Like, it doesn't mean I have to actually drink alcohol. Like, I want to just go hang out with my friend. No worries. But if I want to have a drink, then yeah, have a drink. Like, so see how we go.
I found that sometimes, not on every occasion, but the people that usually are the most vocal when you aren't drinking are normally the people with the issue themselves. And I believe it's this thing they call it the cold pool theory. That's what we call it, the cold pool theory. I'm going to talk here for a minute. And so what it is think about a cold pool, right? You're standing around a group of your friends and you're standing around a pool. There's always got to be the first person to jump in. That person jumps in, and the first thing they do is turn around and look at everyone, and everyone on the side of the pool asks them. They say, "What's it like?" Now you could be jumping in a pool that's just above freezing, but that person that went in the pool first, they're always going to say the same thing. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
And I think what it is it's the person in the pool, subconsciously, they're in a lot of pain or they've made a bad decision and they need everyone else to be in pain as well to almost relieve. I know it sounds bad, but it almost is to relieve their own pain. And it's people that do get on your case and say, you got to have a drink, go and have one, and put the most pressure on you. They're the people that need that drink to actually be social. So it could be a jealousy thing there of them and you. They could be jealous of you, Courtney, for your ability to have a good time and enjoy yourself whilst not being intoxicated.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a jealous thing or as I said,
subconscious.
Yeah, and putting they then think that because I'm saying I'm doing it for my health or mental health that I'm then judging them or think I'm better than them. I'm like, no, it's just a decision I've made. I don't give a crap if you have a beer. Go for your life. Like, it does not affect me whatsoever, just as it shouldn't affect you whether or not I am drinking. But yeah, so we shall see.
I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
I bought a carton of beer at Christmas, and I think I've still got about 15 of those. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't have one drink a week. So,
no, yeah.
It's not needed. Some people can drink though, and it's absolutely no dramas.
Yeah.
So, lucky people. Not me. I get a hangover after about 2 beers, so I can't do it. I got too much responsibility.
Yeah.
You went to have kids and a hangover. Oh, that's pain. So much
Sound
pain.
fun. No.
All right. Jeez, we're in for a long one. Everyone, if you are listening to this, go and get a drink or something.
Tea break.
A tea break, because we are 4 questions in. We've been going an hour and 5.
Oh, God.
Prior to this event,
Yes.
been selected for this wonderful event.
Mm-hmm.
What was your training like prior to it?
So I trained at Anarchy.
Yep.
As I said, depends where I was at with the routine and the structure and how being good. Sometimes I might do 5 days a week, 6 days a week, but then I'd go 3 months of doing twice in that whole window.
Really?
Yeah. So
that lockdown was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we only had a taste.
Yeah,
only had a taste of it,
and I think it was we're stopped, we're open, we're stopped, and I'm like, fuck, are we open or are we not? Like, and then it was open again, and then it was shut again, and yeah, I think I'm not a morning person, but I know I train. Like, I know I feel better if I train in the morning. So then it's trying to get back into the habit of those early mornings. And then it was winter, and then I was house sitting. So I was like, oh, it's cold and I haven't slept because I'm not in my own bed. And I don't want. You can make excuses for anything. And I think, applying as well was like a kick up the ass that I needed to be like, no, like, get your shit sorted, go back to the gym, because you feel shit when you're not. But yeah, for the most time, I mean, like, I think on average, I'd be doing at least 3 to 5 classes at Anarchy a week.
That's not bad, because they're intense classes.
Yeah.
They're not like your little not saying that yoga, yoga people don't get on my back. Not saying yoga's easy, because it's very hard, I know that. Yes. But it's not like...
It's different.
It is a very intense class, isn't it? Or the ones I've seen.
Yeah, they are pretty full on, but it's good.
And since you've been selected, how now you've got this very much, you've got something to focus on, and a date which has been pushed back 5-6 months. How has it gone? How much easier is it to train now you've got this ahead of you?
Yeah, I think it's definitely highlighted for me that I am a goal and outcome oriented person, and I need something to work towards to actually be able to kind of motivate myself to do that. And to have that accountability, kind of to be like, right, I'm doing this for something. You might have your intrinsic why of why am I going to go to the gym? Okay, because it's good for me. I feel better. It's good for my mental health and whatnot. But to actually have something at the end to look forward to, I think has really, really helped. So it's been a lot easier to stay motivated, knowing that I'm working towards something and there's an outcome.
Did you have a little bit of time off after the April one got put back?
Not time off. I definitely sort of dialed it back. I wasn't doing double sessions and absolutely thrashing myself, but, I was still going Anarchy. I was still doing, 5-6 sessions a week. I did sort of maybe dial back on boxing and started doing more of the SAP classes, which is like a functional kind of fitness. I actually went to New Movement with Jess. That's her sponsor. They did a 6-week winter challenge. So I was like,
Movement.
You know what?
I did have a look at New Movement. It used to be Selby's.
Yeah,
down
so
there
that
in
was
Aussie
actually
Park.
really good. It was really nice to do something different because they had, like I actually used to train with a power lifter, and then I sort of started going to Good Life, and then I was doing spin classes and whatnot. So getting back into actual weight training was really good, and they have a class for it. So it's, you're doing, just bench press or just squats or just deadlifts kind of thing, but you knowing where to push yourself. Someone's watching your form, so it's not as daunting as being out on the gym floor being like, oh crap, am I doing this right, because I haven't done it in 3 years. So it was really actually good to do something different, and I did do a lot of the Pilates classes there as well, which was nice to kind of stretch and slow down a bit after going so hard. So I remained active and just tried a few different things and whatnot, but I didn't really. I took it as an opportunity to work harder and train more and get better. So.
And how many days are you training a week now?
6 days a week now.
6 days. You get Sunday off?
No, so I take Fridays as my rest day because we train Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, you do too?
Yeah, so
Stop
Fridays
those
is my rest days, yeah.
Nothing. Oh, Friday. That'd be great. When is that? It's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
Yep.
Hopefully, I don't know when this one's going to be. I think this one will go out Monday, I think. Depends how long.
It's going to take you all weekend to edit it. Jesus.
Have you gone like personal sacrifices, training 6 days a week?
Yes.
eating well, not going out. Obviously, you've definitely cut back on the big nights out. Mm-hmm. So personal sacrifices you've had to make.
That's a hard one because.
How's the social life?
Yeah, well, I think that's where it's hard, I think, in the sense that I don't feel like I've sacrificed anything or given up anything or lost anything because I've made the conscious decision to prioritise boxing and training over those other things. So It's not a matter of I've got FOMO because I'm missing out or whatever. Yes, I've definitely kind of put some things to the side, but it's such a short period, like now that we're actually doing the intense training again, like it's such a short period of time. Like if I can't wait 4 weeks, then what's the go? You know, my family and friends are always going to be there. If I don't give this 110%, I'd regret it. So
massively.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, working full time and running a business and trying to maintain a social life anyway. Like I was always used to having a lot on and not having a lot of free time. The minimal free time that I have was then taken up now by extra training. So I think, I do feel for my friends and family who are like, when are you free? Let's do this, whatever. And I'm like, no, sorry, I got to train. No, sorry, I got to get a massage. No, I've got to do this, or I've got a meal prep, or.
And they're good with that?
Yeah. Oh, I think some of them are a little bit butthurt, I guess. And I understand that because it'd be hard when you sort of need your friend and they're not available. But again, it's not that if they absolutely really needed me, of course I would be there. But it's like, again, it's just such a short period of time with such an intense focus that I think nothing else really, not that it doesn't matter, but I'm definitely prioritising boxing. But again, it doesn't to me feel like a sacrifice or like I'm missing out on anything else because that's a decision that I've made to do that. So.
And the fact that you've been to a couple of them, and especially the last one, you know what's coming. That's got to help you, because that'd inspire anyone to train when you see what the event's like and you see what they do for you guys. Yeah.
When I think going back to the reasons why I'm fighting, you know, yes, it's a challenge, mental health, like in honour of my mum and everything she kind of went through, like. That as a why to me is what it's so important to me. Like when we knew that there'd been someone who had trained in the group that had COVID earlier in the year, I was like, you know, we've got 6 weeks. I'm not going to sacrifice not going to training based on the fact that I might get COVID. So I sort of was like, right, I will go to training and that will be all I will do. I won't then risk anyone else by going and getting coffees and going out and whatnot. I worked from home. Like I told again, that's how supportive they are. They were like, yep, okay, work from home, that's fine. This was when there was still stricter close contact rules as well. But I was like, no, I'm not going to give up that because then if I do get COVID, that's a week out. And at that point as well, you don't know what's going to come after that. So it's a week, if not more, out. So I was like, no, I'm not. You know, and that was potentially selfish when you live in a share house, and then I did get COVID. So I think they were a bit pissed off because I had made that decision to go knowing that there was the risk. But it's what I had to do. Like this is so important to me, and I've worked so hard that I wasn't prepared to not give it everything. So it is what it is. And and then going out in there on the night, you know, you don't want it. You're stepping into a ring in front of God knows how many people. You don't want to like half-ass that.
No. It's only 6 minutes, but it's an intense 6 minutes.
It's a lot of 6 minutes.
It's a lot massive. What's the hardest part of training?
Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah. I ran it once.
I'm not a runner. Like I remember trying to run over summer when I knew I was getting in. I was like, right, I could do running. I'm going to like the Rocky montage, which according to Fraser, I don't know, I haven't seen Rocky.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I know. I'm that person who's all of those classics and I haven't seen them. But yeah, so I was like, I'm going to run, I'm going to be fit, I'm going to do this. But I get really bad shin splints. And so then I went to the physio and I remember her looking at me being like, well, you don't have runner's legs. And I was like, thank you, Lisa, I am aware.
What do runner's legs look like?
Oh, I think it was more the fact that my ankles turn in, my knees turn in. So the actual mechanics is like this awkward, knobbly knee person trying to run. Like it was the mechanics of that. And and that was sort of causing pain and shin
Do you wear
splints.
orthotics?
No, so it's fine. I mean, for normal time it's fine, but yeah, for running it was either get orthotics or really good shoes, so I managed to get some Asics that had a lot more support.
Cool.
Yeah, and she strapped my feet a few times, so it was once I then got into that sort of routine and rhythm of running in a way that meant I wasn't getting shin splints, and then obviously as well just pushing through.
Shoes are the key, aren't they?
Yeah, but look, it's been I think since 2020 in OG COVID times when I downloaded that Couch to 5K app, and I think I'm still on like week 5, 3 years later. Again, not a runner. Just don't like it. So
No, there's some people that just aren't built for running.
I'm like, not only can you like not breathe and you're just about to have cardiac arrest, but then like the impact and it's painful. Like
It's just slow pain, isn't it?
yeah, and it's just not fun. Like I'd rather box or do yoga, or it's not the form of exercise I enjoy. So then on in that hill, and then you're running up a hill, knowing that I'm not a runner, so I'm going to come last every time, which it's not about winning, but I think it's like disheartening as well a little bit. You're like, for fuck's sakes, can I just not be last just for once? But yeah, that hill kills me.
It's deceptive.
Yes. I swear the cars come up and I'm like, can you just put me out of my misery, please?
Just run you
Hit
over.
me, please. I won't sue you. So yeah, I do not like the hill. But other than that, having to go for such a long period of time as well, it's meant to be 8 weeks. It's been nearly 8 months.
It has been a long time.
Yeah, so trying to find that balance of not taking a break but not going too hard that you burn yourself out, but keeping your body sort of well.
Functioning. Have you got any injuries?
Not injuries, just general aches, pains, soreness.
Soreness?
Yeah, I think you're just constantly like a little bit tight and a little bit sore, and it's just, I went and got a massage yesterday actually, and like this little Thai lady, and she was like, oh, kinky, and I was like, yep, that's my back. It's got
I thought
kinks
she
in it.
meant something else.
Oh, I mean, she could have, but who knows? Yeah, so, no, I think she was trying to get this knot out of my back, and she's just in there, and it just wasn't budging, so... But, yeah, it's just that general,
Do you have a regular masseuse? A regular Thai masseuse?
No, I don't. I normally actually see Danae from Anarchy because she does sports massage, but she's hard to get our schedules to align at the moment, and it was an impromptu last-minute decision yesterday, so I went to got a little...
So she massages you at the gym. She got that little room set up near the...
Yeah.
Do you get in that sauna?
Yeah.
How good?
It's nice.
How good are the infrareds?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Way better than the traditionals. Way
Yeah.
better. That's just my opinion.
I know they don't burn your nostrils so much with that hot air.
No.
Yeah.
Are they safe?
I mean, I'd assume so. Who knows?
I don't know.
It's fine. A mobile phone's safe. Who knows?
It's just having the head this close to the microphone safe. Probably
Yeah,
not.
I
Probably
know.
emitting something here.
Probably. God.
How do you reckon you're going to go? Firstly, being hit.
Being hit's fine. It's not... Especially the first time you spar and the first time you get hit, you're like, oh, fuck. And then
Who hit you?
Kelly
Oh, no.
Taylor, who is no longer doing
Yeah,
it.
what's happened with Cal?
I don't know. I think I did reach out to her. I think it was just maybe the new dates. And I know she was in Bali just recently. I was like, please have 10 cocktails for me.
No.
But yeah, so I remember her and I... And this was really early in the game. We hadn't even started sparring yet, but I was doing a PT session with Ben. She was doing a PT session with Glenn. And I think it was literally like the weekend, the day after we'd done the orientation weekend. And Glenn was kind of like, oh, do you guys want to spar? Do you want to go in the ring? And we were like, oh, shit, okay. So, yeah, she would have been the first person to punch me. And...
How'd you go?
Oh, she beat the shit out of me. She's taller, and so her reach is better. And even that, it was just that one moment of being like, oh, okay, wait, so you've got reach and whatnot. And I'd done a lot of technical stuff with Ben. Glenn obviously is more like, brawl, smash on, different fight styles.
Ben's
and
a good boxer.
Ben? Yeah. Oh, I've
Very
not
good.
seen Ben box. What do you mean, Glenn?
No, I know Glenn is, but,
Yeah.
but Ben, I
Ben
think...
and Glenn, I get they're like... Every time I say, I'm like, Ben, Glenn, shit, wait, who? Like, they need different names.
I think the way they train, from
Very
what I've
different.
seen, is very different.
Yes.
But very good. I think one of them would be almost perfect for everyone. Because Ben is. I mean, Glenn. We've seen what Glenn's like when he fights.
He's an animal.
Yeah, But Ben's just seemed to be a lot more technical when I saw. I'm not saying Glenn's. It sounds like I'm bagging out Glenn. I'm not.
No.
So anyway, getting back. So how did you go when she did crack you?
Yeah, I think it was to realise that you're like, oh shit, like it's more of a shock than shock, especially those first few. But then to realise it doesn't actually hurt half as much as you think. It doesn't hurt,
does it? Or it does hurt, but not.
Again, it's not that it doesn't hurt, but it's you're also prepared for it. You know it's coming. I think to get blindsided by it would be a bit different. You know the punch is coming. You know that that's what you're there for. You've got protective gear on. That's more like shock to the system, but then you kind of get used to it, and I think that's obviously why you spar and you practice and you keep going. But yeah, no, it wasn't. It was sort of, it was a Monday morning. Went off to work, didn't die, still here. So
has anyone ripped you with a body shot?
Fucking Jackie Toth. You already knew I was going to say it.
Jackie Toth.
Yeah.
I like Jack so much.
I know.
She's
I
great.
do quite like her.
And I like Josie as well. She was in here the other day.
That's going to be a good fight.
That is going to be good.
Yeah, yeah.
So what did Jackie Toth do? Beating people up? We
were sparring, and she just got me with such a good body shot, and it was one of those ones where it like took the wind out of me, and I was just like, oof. But yeah, no, she's good. But who else actually? Evangeline the other day. Yeah.
She's fighting
like
Esty.
Yeah. So
the confidence
hits hard.
Brimming on Esty.
Yeah, no, I reckon she's got something to worry about, honestly. And Evangeline has got a good punch on her.
Oh, yeah.
And she is fit as fuck. Like, hot damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be good. There's some good fights the whole way through, isn't there?
There are. Yeah, there are some really good fights.
How are you going to go punching someone?
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's what we're there for. Like, no, I'm not going to go up to someone on the street and punch them. And, no, I don't want to hurt or inflict damage, despite what Glenn would say. He's like, no, you got to get in the ring. You want to fucking kill him. And
you're not melee.
No. I know. Well, she was fighting against my friend Tash too. And even Tash was like, oh, my God, I got the absolute shit beaten out of me. Yeah, so...
So you reckon you're going to be right hitting Megan?
Yeah. We had a joke about it the other day. We were like, everyone keeps saying that we've got to hate each other. And we're like, we can't do it. Like, we just got to hate each other for 6 minutes and then we're fine. Like, and then we're back to being friends. So, nah, she's good. There's honestly no one else that I would have rather been in the ring with, so...
Yeah, that's going to be, like I said before, it's going to be hard to watch you two.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't like to see either of you two lose. I think you're too nice. This is what I'm predicting the fight.
We're too nice.
That's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that you two are just going to be giggling most of the time.
You saw my matchup. Yeah. I can't take anything seriously.
You two are going to be laughing and pushing, and it's going to be entertaining.
And punch will be like, oh shit, sorry.
Yeah,
she'll get one, and I'll be like, nice. It's funny when like you're sparring someone and they land a really good shot, and they're like, "Fuck, you okay?" And you're like, "Fuck, that was so good."
Oh,
like
no.
You're trying to like amp people up, and then you're like, "Wait, I'm not meant to be." But no, honestly, obviously you want to win. You go into this with that in mind. You're not going to do all of this with the hope to not win. But I think regardless of the outcome, knowing why I've done this and knowing that I've put literally blood, sweat and tears into it and given it 110% and worked really, really hard, if on the night I don't win, then like I've still worked so hard and I'm still beyond proud of myself.
Oh, you gotta be.
If I don't win, then there is no one I would rather lose to than Megan. Obviously, she's got a lot of fighting spirit in her as well, and she is a really good human and a kind soul. So,
oh yeah, her story is something else.
Exactly. So, like, I've got a lot of respect for her. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Like, and I think it's a really good matchup. But it's fine because I'm going to win, so I don't have to worry about losing to her.
Love the confidence.
Yeah, but if I were to lose to her, I would not be sad losing to Megan. But it's not a problem.
I know everyone is a bit nervous about the whole losing thing. But what I feel is I've been, or last time I saw the tables for the fighters that didn't win. And there's absolutely no shame. There's no one is unhappy. Everyone wants to see their mate win. But if anyone feels like they've let someone down, they're completely wrong.
No, I don't think, like, if I lose, I don't think I've let anyone down. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
So,
but it's a massive feat actually just getting in there.
110%. So that's why it's, you know, even if you get there and you don't win,
but you're going to win.
But you've still won because you've still done something that 99% of people wouldn't even dream of doing. So
more than 99%.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to win, so it's fine. Don't need to worry about that.
I do love the confidence. I really do. Do you have any fears or concerns about the event itself?
Yeah, the walkout.
Really?
Fuck that. Despite being...
Those walkouts are great. You got the strobe machines and you got the row of people each side throwing high fives, getting in it.
That's what's terrifying. So despite being quite extroverted and not knowing the meaning of an inside voice, I actually hate being the centre of attention. So to walk out, just me, completely alone, like it's not even like UFC where they've got like their whole entourage. Like you are solo.
Can't you get an entourage?
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. But then no one else has one, so then you just look like that person who was too scared to walk alone. Like,
no, it just means you just got a hype crew with you.
Maybe I've got a hype crew there, but they're not on the walk. And then I think I'll overthink it too. It's like, what do I do with my hands? Where do I look? Do I look at the camera? Do I look at the people? What do I do? I'm also very uncoordinated, so I'm kind of worried that I'm going to stack it in front of 2,000 people
on the way in.
Oh God, yeah. I'm more worried. Like I'm not worried about the fight. I'm worried about getting from like those doors or whatever they are to the ring and into the ring without falling over or injuring myself in some way. That's probably more where I'm going to injure myself. Like I'm a walking clusterfuck.
So,
hence spicy disaster.
Jesus, all right. What are your family and friends? I could just see. No, I'm just picturing you tripping on the rope or something.
Don't do you know how many times I've tripped getting in and out of the ring? Like, it needs to be like at nightclubs how they have that rope thing. They need to like move the rope aside. Yeah, move the rope aside to let me enter, please, because I will stack it trying to get in.
What about sliding under the bottom one? Then you don't even have to touch them.
I mean, I got
like wrestling, WWE style,
like netball and stuff. I don't know if I can get down that low.
I don't know what you're going to do. Just don't go ass up on your way in.
I'll try my best, but look, it'll be good entertainment for everyone if I do. So
okay, you mentioned your mum's a bit nervous. What does the rest of the family and friends say about you taking part?
Mum's not nervous actually. I think she doesn't understand, and no one wants to see their baby girl get hit. No. Especially when, obviously you know what it's like to be hit. Some people are like, why would you do that? Even my doctor, when I went to get my certificate of fitness, is like, why the fuck would you do this? It's like, it's a charity boxing match, blah, blah, blah. He's like, can't you just donate the money to charity? And I was like, don't be silly. That's not the same. You've known me for 20 years. When do I ever do anything the easy way? So he's just like, what are you doing? I think my friends, I mean, it's not their passion or it's something that they're interested in, so they're sort of like, yeah, cool, boxing, woo. Don't necessarily comprehend the time and the effort that goes into it or how important it is to me. But other than that, yeah, everyone's supportive. Like the people who are coming on the night are excited. Like I've got a lot of people messaging me, how's training going? Are you ready? Oh my God, I can't wait to see, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. It'll be good. They are supportive, even if they don't necessarily understand.
I'm trying to picture what it's like to have a friend, like a close friend, on from the point of view of the people that have come along to watch you. What it's like for them to see you going in there, because I get nervous when I watch. Like I watch a bit of boxing and a bit of UFC, and if there's a fighter I like going in there, I truly get nervous when they're on their way in. And this is someone I don't know. I don't know anything about.
Yeah,
it must be just this combination of excitement plus terror for the people that are there as well.
Look, my friends love me, but I'm sure there will be a few of them who are like, thank fuck someone's punched her.
Oh, are they a rowdy bunch? Come
Yeah.
fight 6, they will be.
Yeah.
So you'll fight
Yes.
6, possibly 5 now.
Yes.
How do you feel about that spot?
I think it's an all right spot. It's, you know, as we said, well, as you've said with everyone's interview so far, you don't want to be first. That's a bit daunting.
Mm.
You don't want to be late in the evening because then your nerves are kind of high and whatnot, and you also want to be able to enjoy the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty decent spot, sort of right in the middle. I think there's one more girls fight, Esty and Evangeline, after us, so I'll be able to watch that and whatnot. And then I think usually around the middle, that's when they do the auction and whatnot. So it's almost the perfect time to be able to go
you're gonna
shower,
have some
get ready,
time.
and
Forgot
then
about that.
and then not miss anyone's fight, or I might miss like one of the guys' fights afterwards. And since it's not being streamed, you obviously can't have it playing in your hotel room while you're getting ready.
Taking those braids out.
Oh, fuck, yeah, I said I'm going to look like white Snoop Dogg, so I'm not looking like that for the rest of the night.
Why not?
Oof. No.
Fine. You look straight off the bat. There's good fights.
Yes.
Chop Chop against Claudia.
Yes.
That's going to be good. And then straight into Jackie and Josie.
Yeah. I thought they were going to be after me, so I was like, oh, how am I going to time like getting down to like watch that fight and whatnot? But yeah, but I suppose you do it strategically. Like that's going to, like between them and Jimmy and Paul, like going to get the crowd going.
It's going to be, oh, geez, it is.
Yeah.
It's good the whole way through, but that's off to an absolute flyer.
They do that every year when you look at it. Like, I think last year would
Adelaide?
have been... Was Adelaide and Shelley first? No, it was Liv and Martine was second.
That's right.
Yeah, and then the year before... I didn't go to the earlier one that year, so I don't know what the order was. But then the year before, I think it was Justine and... Who did Just fight? I can't remember who Justine fought.
So it is actually always off to a bit of a fly with the girls.
Yeah, they do a few of the girls first, chuck in a boy one, because, like, look, realistically, the boys, for the most part, put on a better show. They're stronger, they're faster.
Remember Juddy's fight?
I did not go to Juddy's fight.
I saw it. It was...
No, so that's the one I didn't go to. I went to the second one last year. Okay. But again, like, elite athlete, like, hot damn, she's going to put on a good show.
They did put on a good show. All right, we're down to your walkout here.
Yes.
Tell me what your walkout music's going to be.
So my walkout music was going to be Throne by Bring Me the Horizon.
I have never heard of that.
It is loud and angry and amazing, but the actual lyrics of the song are really, really good, and kind of went well with the whole theme of why I'm fighting.
What's it called?
Throne by Bring Me the Horizon. Yeah. This part, yeah.
Sounds a bit like what's that band that Jared Leto was in? 60 Seconds to Mars?
Yeah, sort of. Very like heavy metal kind of meets, like this is obviously a bit more poppy and whatnot. But yeah, the lyrics in the chorus, like, you can throw me to the wolves, tomorrow I will come back, leader of the whole pack. Like, and then I think the next song is like, you can beat me black and blue, every wound will shape me, every scar will build my throne. So I was like, for someone who's gone through a lot of mental health struggles and has gone through everything like that, resonated really well with me. But I couldn't actually think of a name that was like fierce. And as I said, you see my walkout, my matchup. Like, I'm not fierce with that game face kind of on. So, and as we said, take the piss out of myself constantly. So the morning that we had the deadline to get names to Millie, I have a coffee cup that my aunt had given me for Christmas, and it says, "I'm not a hot mess, I'm a spicy disaster."
Oh, is that where the name came from?
That's where the name came
That's
from.
pretty good.
Yep, I'm not a hot mess, I'm a spicy disaster.
Definitely that.
Exactly. And yeah, so as I was making my coffee as well, I actually like spilt it everywhere, and I was like, fuck's sakes, clearly I am a hot mess, and it was just fun. So I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm going to go with this. It's going to be great. So then, considering I'm very OCD and all had to match and tie in perfectly, my song, I flipped completely from this.
Oh, is it Spice Girls?
It's absolutely Spice Girls. Spice up your life. What a banger. How good.
This is you to a T.
Yeah, spice up your life, mate. Yeah, so I think I started 30 or 40 seconds in, I'd put the start.
Jeez. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm only going to play snippets here, so YouTube, get off my back.
Yeah. Like, how good?
That is pretty good, and that works in very well.
Yeah, Spice
with
Disaster, Spice Up Your Life, Spice. Because I think everyone's got this, like, either, gangster song or, like, heavy metal or something, and I'm just up here with the Spice Girls.
You did. So you're probably the only person that has selected a
classic.
A song from 1997.
Yeah.
Do you know, this is going to show my age.
Yeah.
I do remember them advertising it heavily. This was their first single, I believe, off their album Spice World.
That Stop would have been the first one.
Let's have a look. Let's see if I'm wrong.
Spice Girls, funnily enough, was the first album I ever purchased.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
No, Spice Up Your Life was number one. It was the first one off the bat. It was too.
There you go. Well, I mean, I was 4 years old, so I don't remember that far back.
They were massive, the Spice Girls at the time. Absolutely massive.
Yeah, iconic. So, yeah, Spice Up Your Life.
That's good.
What a
that
party
is actually
starter.
good.
Yeah.
That is you to a T.
I know.
And with that nickname. That's
I know.
great. Your nickname.
Yes.
Spice Does. It is good. I didn't know it is probably the better one, better than the ones I suggested. So
because I couldn't think of anything, and that's why I was like, "Fuck it, Spicy Disaster! Like, let's just have some fun with this."
Nicknames is where I shine.
I did listen to some of them, and you did have some good suggestions.
Some excellent ones. I just ignored. Now I had.
Yeah.
This was sort of like a more if you go down that anger based one. I had Courtney, Death Before Dishonor, O'Connor.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That's quite good.
That is good. I like that.
And the other one was Courtney, Don't Deport Me, O'Connor. It didn't really rhyme too well, but they were my two.
Because I tried to go with like alliteration, so like a C or the C and the O. I tried to go like a few people were like, oh, like Courtney K.O. O'Connor. And I was like, that's kind of good. But then I could see like a Kardashian Courtney spelling error coming in.
You don't know.
It wasn't about that. And then like Conqueror. Like we were trying to think of like real fierce sound. I just didn't love any of them. Didn't try and go with the rhyming like Courtney, Death Before Dishonor. Fuck, that would have been so good. Millie, is it too late to change?
Like I say to everyone, this is where I shine. This is something that people for PCR 9 should look into. Just message me.
Where were you when I needed
gold.
you in April or February or whenever it was?
I was avoiding all you COVID
I know, because we all
people.
had COVID. But then, yeah, when I saw the photos and realised how bloody albino I look standing next to Megan, I was like, damn, I should have gone with Ghost Pepper. Like,
the Ghost Pepper.
Ghost Pepper, how good. Sticks with the Spicy Disaster, Ghost Pepper.
There's only one Ghost Pepper, and that's Eric Gonzalez, the UFC fighter.
Wouldn't have a clue. Is his name Ghost Pepper?
Yeah, the Ghost Pepper, Eric
So
Gonzalez.
there was already like a fighter name. Damn it, I should have. Again, where were you when I needed you, Brad? You're always letting me down.
There we go. Hang on. Eric Gonzalez, yeah.
The Ghost Pepper.
Eric Gonzalez, he just fought the other week. He lost. I tipped him as well. He got submitted by Terence McKinney. The Ghost Pepper.
I don't know. I know what it...
He's a great guy as well.
The guy who did the, like, talk about Paddy the Baddie or whatever, and he did the mental health talk.
Paddy Pimlett, how good was that?
So I've seen... Like, I obviously know who he is because that's gone viral everywhere. And then... Jack Della Maddalena.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
From Scrappy?
Yeah. So I know Bridget, his sister-in-law.
Okay.
But other than that...
He's doing so well.
Yeah.
Good on you, Jack.
Wouldn't have a clue. Don't. UFC is not my jam. Because you could, like, wake up early on a Sunday to watch it or something. I don't know. Like,
Or you can download it legally.
yeah. On LimeWire with your, like, I did not have sex with that
LimeWire?
lady. Yeah, back in the day. Have you those memes and it's like kids didn't like, you know, illegally download from YouTube, strip the track, try to upload to their iPhone with like a Google Images photo and it shows.
Oh, yeah. Remember LimeWire?
Yeah.
The viruses, the computers I wrecked.
Yeah, didn't even worry about COVID. Jesus.
Oh, all right. Mm-hmm. So last question, 1 hour 42. This has been the longest part one I've been involved in.
I apologise.
You're right.
We all knew it was going to happen anyway, so.
After September 3,
Yes.
which is not far.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks, less than 2.5 weeks away.
16 days or something, not counting.
Do you think you're going to continue with your boxing / training at Anarchy?
I don't know, like,
have some time off?
yeah, I'm very much as well, like, now it's done, I've ticked that box off, what's next? So I did really like New Movement when I was there, and so maybe I might make a change, you know, to do some Pilates and slow things down a little bit.
You could do some video editing. Come in and edit this 3-hour show that you put me through.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're going to need some good snacks to get through that. So yeah, I haven't fully made up my mind. It's something I love, and I've found it to be really good for my health and my fitness and my mental health. But also now I've been training at Anarchy for 2.5 odd years, almost 3 years by the time this is done. You know, the bruises and battered and whatnot, and you saw, I think I might want to get back into more like just traditional, you know, maybe weight training and whatnot for a while. I also want to do Kokoda Trail early next. It was meant to be this year, but it just got too hard with everything when they all switched around. So that's going to need a lot of like strength, endurance, stamina kind of stuff. So yeah, I haven't completely made up my mind on what I want to do yet. Like I'd still go to Anarchy, like, you know, I'd still train with Ben. You know, I'm friends with the guys that run the classes and stuff, pop in for a casual class every now and then.
It's very social there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's hard as well because then, Glenn and Nige take the red and blue team rivalry so seriously.
Some say too seriously.
I'm
one of those people.
A little too seriously. I remember he was like, you can't train. Even in the classes, like not even like the PCR training, just normal classes, like, nope, you're red team. You were blue team 3 years ago. You guys can't train together. And I'm like, what? But also
they can't be serious. Sure.
I think it's like the rivalry's that intense in them. But I'm like, Glenn, you've like created this community where everyone is friends. You can't try and pit us all against each other now.
Oh, he would. Him and Nige.
Oh, absolutely.
So petty.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I struggle with that, like the team rivalry. And even, you know, and for this group of people as well, we've obviously had like an extra 6 months to all become friends. So it's harder than trying to be like, oh no, but I hate you because you're on blue team. I don't hate you. Like, but yeah, so we'll see how we go, see how the body feels afterwards and whether I want to slow down and do something different, if I do want to stay boxing and do that really like high intensity, fast paced sort of exercise or not. But see how we go.
Reassess after September 3.
Yeah.
All right, Courtney.
Yes.
That was very entertaining. Geez, we went off on some tangents today.
Good old ADHD.
I think that's it. Me, sleep deprived. What a bad combo.
I'm glad I've kept you up.
Listen, Courtney, thank you very much for coming in today. That was great. And I wish you all the best for your fight against Megan the Stallion. I only found out who Megan the Stallion was the other day. On September 3. And
thanking you.
Afterwards, if you ever want to come back in here with the belt.
Yeah, with the belt, absolutely.
Come in for another chit-chat. I'll be more than happy to sit down with you again.
Sounds good. We can both wear our belts.
No, mine is impressive. Thanks, Courtney, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.